want to talk about sports. Although I'm probably not the best person to be talking about sports, seeing as I don't often play any. And maybe some of you are wondering why I am talking about sports, but soon you'll understand as I go on. Training is tiring and at times can be boring. However, we know that if you don't insist and if you don't continue, you don't often get the results you want. In my house, there are those that play basketball, football, volleyball, even those who ride their bikes. And even if for a time we couldn't go out and play with our teammates, everybody had organized a way to stay fit at home. If one of you plays a sport, you know very well that to get the best results you have to follow a precise training program and you must not lose the habit. Did you know that Sandra was sporty? She loved to run and she did athletics. She was very fast, and can you imagine? She was so fast she would train with the boys. She would even beat them too sometimes. She participated in many races and often won medals. Sometimes she would travel far to compete in special races, and often she would come first place on the podium, although she never used this to make herself better than her teammates. They all remember how she was always made an effort to go and greet her competitors before each race and to wish everyone fun. At the end of the races, she would go and congratulate those who beat her and console those who were disappointed with their placement. I myself, even being her friend and having lived with her for a while, never really knew about these victories because she didn't like to brag. However, I did know she was very fast. For example, when we would go out with our friends for a walk and someone would forget something at home, she was always the first to volunteer to run back and get it for them. For her, this speed was a gift from God, and she would make it available to others. When she wrote about her running in her diary, she wrote in this particular way. She wished that she could run from one continent to another to announce to everyone about the Lord. The habits from her training she also used in her spiritual life. She would train her body and also her soul. She would often evaluate her life with an examination of conscience, recognize the errors, and find out how she could do better. She always put this into practice in new situations and never did this alone. She had coaches, first of all her parents, also her uncle, Father Giuseppe Bonini, and Father Oreste Benzi, who also knew her from when she was very young. Sandra recognized from the start that he was a good guide. And let's not forget Father Nevi Fontanini, who was her spiritual father. Team play was also very important to her as she was with her closest friends and met with them each week. They would always talk about many things, although sometimes she was not able to share everything that she was thinking. This was something that she strived to work on. It was important for her to be herself in every situation and whoever she was next to. The victories of the soul, however, were not medals or a spot on the podium, but all the joy that she felt in her heart every time she felt united with Jesus. Whenever she put into practice the good things that the gospel spoke of, and in team sports, every time you win, you don't do it alone. You win as a group. Even the life of faith for her was the life of a community, a life of people around her. And for this she was never alone, and she never kept her victories to herself, but she always tried to share these things with the ones around her. I believe that she really succeeded, because even today we continue to talk about her, to share her life, and help many others be passionate about her story and her adventures. This really means that she did not win just by herself. Bye for now.